Good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are fine. Today I will continue with the chapter Akbar and Shah Jahan. So after ruling for 50 years in India, Akbar died in the year 1605. And after the death of Akbar, his son Jahangir or Salim sat on the throne of the Mughal Empire. And Jahangir continued the military moves that were started by his father Akbar. Under Jahangir only, Amar Singh, the Shishodia ruler of Mewar, Amar Singh, he accepted the Mughal rule. And together with that, he made many successful campaigns against different kings and places. But he made very less successful campaigns against the Ahom and the Sikhs. And Jahangir died in the year 1627. And after the death of Jahangir, the third son of Jahangir, his name was Khurram, or the full name is Sihad Uddin Muhammad Khurram. He sat on the throne of the Mughal Empire. He was the third son of Jahangir. And Khurram was born on 5th January 1592 in Lahore. And he get this name Khurram was given by his grandfather Akbar. Akbar called him as Khurram. And the meaning of Khurram means delighted. And Shah Jahan was the favorite son of his father Jahangir. Jahangir loved Shah Jahan or Khurram so much that even when Shah Jahan rebelled against his father Jahangir, Shah Jahan was not punished. He did not get any punishment from his father. But on the other hand, when the eldest son of Jahangir, his name was Khusrau Mirza. He was the eldest son of Jahangir. When he rebelled against Jahangir, Jahangir made him blind. He made his own eldest son blind, Khusrau Mirza. But Shah Jahan was not punished when he rebelled against Jahangir. And Shah Jahan helped his father Jahangir in many of the military moves. He took active role in many of the military moves of his father, like in capturing the place Mewar in 1615, Deccan campaign in the year 1617, and Kangra campaign in the year 1618. In these campaigns, Shah Jahan took an active role with his father. And after the death of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, before ascending the throne, before becoming the throne or before ascending the throne of Delhi, first Shah Jahan or Khurram had to defeat his stepbrother Shahryar. Shahryar was the son of Nur Jahan. And after defeating his stepbrother Shahryar, Khurram sat on the throne of Delhi. And after ascending the throne, he get the title, Khurram get the title Shah Jahan. And the meaning of Shah Jahan is the king of the world. And when he became the king, he imprisoned his stepmother Nur Jahan, because she did lots of conspiracy, many conspiracy against Shah Jahan. Because Nur Jahan wanted her son to be on the throne, Shahryar to be the king. And for that, Nur Jahan made so many conspiracy against Shah Jahan. That's why Shah Jahan or Khurram imprisoned his stepmother Nur Jahan. And Shah Jahan was taught military moves plus the martial art also. Together with that, he was a gifted architect. He was having many architectural talent. That is why only at the age of 15, he made quarters. Only at the age of 15, he made the quarters. Together with that, Shah Jahan was also an ambitious ruler. Like his grandfather Akbar, he wanted to extend the Mughal Empire to the different places. When Shah Jahan was there on the throne, the king of Bundelkhand, his name was Raja Johar Singh. Raja Johar Singh in 1628, he revolted against Shah Jahan. But he was not successful in the revolt, in the first revolt. After that, again in 1635, in AD 1635, Raja Johar Singh again revolted for the second time. He revolted against Shah Jahan. And in the second revolt, Raja Johar Singh was defeated and killed by Shah Jahan. Together with that, some other campaigns that were made by Shah Jahan were, first one is the Deccan campaign. So in the Deccan side, that means in the south side of India, to capture the places like Ahmednagar, Bijapur, Golconda, these places, to capture these places of the south or the Deccan side, Shah Jahan made his son Aurangzeb to be the Subedar of the Deccan. And he was successful also in capturing the place Ahmednagar in the year 1633. After that, Bijapur and Golconda. Bijapur in the year 1636 and Golconda in the year 1656. These two places were also submitted to the Mughal Empire after getting a tribute. Means money was paid to the rulers. Money was given to the rulers of Bijapur and Golconda of 20 lakhs. 20 lakhs rupees were given by the Mughal Empire to the rulers of Bijapur and Golconda. After getting the money, the rulers of Bijapur and Golconda, they submitted these two places to the Mughal Empire. So all these three places of Deccan, Ahmednagar, Bijapur and Golconda, these two places were now under the Mughals. Another campaign that was made by Shah Jahan was the Central Asian campaign. In Central Asia, there was a place named Badakhshan. And Shah Jahan went to capture the place Badakhshan in Central Asia. But in that campaign, Shah Jahan was not successful because 100 of the soldiers of Shah Jahan were died because they could not bear the bitter cold of Central Asia. So due to the bitter cold of Central Asia, 100 of the soldiers of Shah Jahan were died. That's why he was not successful in the Central Asian campaign. Again, another expedition was against the place Kandhar. Shah Jahan wanted to capture another place, Kandhar, who is now in Afghanistan. He wanted to capture this place. At that time, the governor of Kandhar was Ali Mardan Khan. Later, in the year AD 1638, Ali Mardan Khan, the governor of Kandhar, he himself submitted the place Kandhar to the, he himself gave away the place Kandhar to the Mughal Empire. Because Ali Mardan Khan became annoyed, he became irritated or annoyed with the repeated expansion of the Shah of Persia. There was a king, Shah of Persia. He also wanted to capture the place Kandhar. So being annoyed of him, Ali Mardan Khan submitted the place Kandhar to the Mughals. So like that, the Mughals or Shah Jahan get the place Kandhar. But again, in AD 1649, the Shah of Persia attacked the Mughal army and defeated them. And Kandhar was lost by the Mughals forever. So this is about some of the campaigns of Shah Jahan. Okay, my dear students, today till this much. Thank you.